This is the one right here. This is the truth behind the beef between Brandy and Monica. Now, this thing is so Hollywood infested that it stretches out for years and years and years. Like, these are two people that no matter how hard they try, they can't get over themselves enough to make this thing work out. There's some people just are not better as friends. They just need to stay silent. Now, let's, take it from the top. When Brandy came out at like 14 years old, I Want to Be Down, Brandy was hot. I had seen her on Thea, that TV show Thea. She was on there. So she had that show, and then her album is out. She's doing well, and Whitney Houston is like her godmama. Brandy is like the biggest star that's coming up, the little cute girl with the braids. But now she's going into teenage years. And like I told you, like, being black in Hollywood as a black teen, you're going to link with the other black teenagers that are around you. That's just the way it is in the business. So, the black teens that were around at that time, were like the kid that was from the Michael Jackson video, Brandon, Brandon Quinn, that was his name, Anthony or something like that. Brandon was the kid that was picked to grow up to be another Alfonso Roberto. That's what they thought. For those who don't know, that is Carlton from The Fresh Prince. They thought Carlton was going to have a super career, from the Coca-Cola commercial, because he used to always dress as Michael Jackson. And they used to do the same thing with Brandon. Brandon was in the Smooth Criminal video. He was in The People Under the Stairs as Fool, The Sandlot. Everyone thought he was going to be a monster mega star. Michael Jackson was highly vested in him at the time. And a couple years later, down the road, Brandy's like a 17-year-old teenager, and so is Brandon. His career hasn't went the way they thought his career would go. There's been rumors of drugs and drinking and drugs and girls and drugs and drinking and drugs. So with those rumors going around with him, no one really saw that lifestyle for him. So his career was basically like on the back burner because of these rumors. And somehow him and Brandy end up hooking up. And those two were like this was like Brandy's first love. Like, I love Brandon. Like, she was in love with him, and it was a crazy in love of relationship. Let me tell you that. A lot of arguing, a lot of fighting, a lot of fighting with family over Brandon. And Brandon's right-hand man was Merlin Santana. And then there was rumors about him and Merlin doing drugs together. That Merlin died in a drug deal because of Brandon. Those are rumors that all came out to be the case during this thing. Now, in the midst of all of this, there's this girl, this new singer comes out named Monica. they scoped her to be Brandy. But the more proper version of Brandy, she's just like another Brandy. So naturally, Brandy kind of scoffed it at the idea of them bringing, like they're trying to make a new her, and this was the idea they was pitching for the song "The Boy Is Mine." When they brought these two together, they were like, "Oh, this is gonna be something. You and her are gonna be battling over a boy," which was played by Mekhi Phifer, and they were using the Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney "The Girl Is Mine" theme, where they both in the song are arguing over who the girl belongs to. And at the same time, I'm saying the girl's a hoe, because I mean, you can have her. If she did all that with you, I definitely don't want her. So these two are fighting over Mekhi Phifer and in the song. And then when they make the video and for marketing, they had like separated them into like these little skits and little things talking about "the boy is mine," So all these fans started to get involved. And once the fans got involved, it started to grow. Like Monica fans was hating on Brandy fans, and Brandy fans is hating on them back. So Brandy's reading what their fans are saying and how Monica's responding to them, and like, yeah, I know she's like that, but so it's like, wow, and they got into a little confrontation over some things Monica has said, because Brandy had an episode on the set of Moesha or somewhere else. It was rumored Brandy had a meltdown, and it was everywhere because Brandy was always known to keep her cool. She was always the cool, polite girl. This was the first hit on her image. She had a meltdown at like a photo shoot for the show or something, and she just flipped the lid, went off the handle, yelled at everybody, talking about you're fired, my makeup is this and that, I'm not doing this, and cursing and stuff. So they was like, whoa. So after all of this went down, Monica was kind of saying things about it that kind of, sparked a little bit of, she kind of put her little 2 cents in and was saying something. So it didn't kind of go that way. And when they had to perform at the awards, they really weren't in a good space because this little friction was happening before they even got there. So they were arguing over like makeup and who's being laid and petty, and she don't want to be in the same dressing room with her, and so they got into it, and it was, do you have a problem with me? And it went from that, and then Brandy went to yelling in her face, and Monica, she thought Brandy was gonna swing on her when Brandy walked up on her, but she walked up to her to like point and start talking, and she cracked Brandy, pop, and then start swinging, and then they grabbed each other's hair, and Brandy was like pushing her off of her and kicking her with her feet. So when she got off, she's like, did you see that? She assaulted me. I want her arrested. I want her arrested right now and thrown in jail. She assaulted me. So Brandy's trying to get Monica arrested and thrown in jail backstage. Like, she assaulted me. That's assault. You cannot go around hitting people. There are laws. So, so when this happened, the whole world was like all thrown off about the whole thing. Monica came into the dressing room. The PR people are back there like, we got to salvage this thing. You guys have a chance to win a Grammy. These the A&Rs can care less about everybody's uncomfortableness. So They go to the back, and Monica apologized to her and said, "I'm sorry. Like, I shouldn't have hit you and this and that." As a woman, she went back and apologized to Brandy. And that should have been the end of it. Like, it was over, but the press, the media, and the people that was backstage, the media got a hold of it, and it just started growing. And everywhere they go, they keep bringing that up. And they did a show together, and I think she brought up the fact that she actually threw hands, and Monica was trying to mimic her career off of Brandy's. Brandy was the it child, the vocalist. Her albums to me are much better than Monica's. Monica could sing, but she needed a little more development, but she wanted to have the relationship with Whitney that she had. It's like now you see her going up to Whitney, trying to be with Whitney and singing with Whitney. That's my godmama right there, Whitney Houston. And Whitney inspired a lot of these young singers to be vocalists, but Brandy was the one that was actually close with Whitney Houston. That's factual. She was more closer to Brandy than anybody else. So when this thing was growing, you would think it's been like years. They did an interview talking about it. Then she goes on the show like last year. This thing was many moons ago. Like about 17, probably even 20 years ago. We're going on like the 20th year anniversary of that song. They actually got together and did a song in 2011 for Monica's album. It didn't go anywhere. But Monica, again, brings up the situation talking about Brandy. And it was so sad because she was going behind her back doing what she normally does. Brandy is not really at fault in this situation. I'm gonna tell people right now, a lot of people are gonna be shocked. Monica is very petty. She likes to go on these shows. She's the one that goes on these shows and starts bringing up garbage. Like she did, it's like you know how to avoid these subjects and avoid these things right here, but she keeps opening her mouth, and it's like, why do you keep going back there when they talk about it or whatever? You know how to avoid it. She keeps running her mouth, and then she'll come out and talk positive. But it's fake. It's like all fake, all this fake positivity, but she's the one keeping all the drama going. But when she got crowned that award, I knew she was going to come out and make a comment thrown at her on her tribute song that she did. And when she made her speech, she made it about Brandy. Monica should not have went on the reel and did what she did. It was no need for her to go on there and start talking about that stuff all over again, being petty. And Brandy came out and said everybody wanted what we had, Whitney. But I'm blessed enough to have been your friend. We made history with you being my fairy godmother. And I Our bond is unmatched. I love you, Nippy. P.S. So many people like my performance at the Soul Train Awards. I think you would have too. And that was it. And Monica was in ICU at the time. So Monica comes out and says all these wonderful things about Brandy, and Brandy's just not going for it anymore. Because it's like you say this stuff when the heat's on, then you go right back on the radio station and say something petty again. And it's like, what are you doing? And it's like, why are you still harping off the me and you beef when that really shouldn't even be the case? So that's where they stand right now. They still don't like each other. This is not resolved at all. She wants absolutely nothing to do with Monica, and I can't blame her. Monica is not the innocent angel everybody thinks she is. She's just not. She says the politically correct answers at the right time. Then she goes and says something petty, and then when they call her out on it, she goes and rechange the whole thing around to make it, oh no, this is what, no, I love that person, and I just wish I'd be like, you started it. You started all this. So, that's just how it is sometimes. The person you think is the good person winds up being the bad person, and the person you thought was bad winds up being the good person in this situation. Brandy's no angel either. She does have a lot of diva in her. Not saying that she was the Halo angel. It's just that they were young when that first incident happened. But this second time around should not have happened. I don't know if that's what Monica needed to get on the show, the real, is to talk about the Brandy situation from the 90s and go back to the events of the fight and where they were and talk about the things she shouldn't say. And who could forget Chill By? I'm out. Oh yeah, don't forget to subscribe, all those wonderful things, and definitely check your notifications to see if you're still subscribed to the website. Even if you think you are, please check, because YouTube are having their issues. Thank you.